Hey, buenos dias, que onda, que paso, amigos? Welcome back to the channel, John's Moto Garage. I'm super stoked. I'm gonna do the first ride back on the Harley-Davidson Dyna now that I got these new risers. Don't worry, I'll do a walk around of the bike, try to bring you a decent quality walk around. I'll go over again what risers I went with, the specs, the price, why I picked these risers, and then hopefully I'll be able to get at least one or two decent wheelies in. This is going to be a pretty short session. We're running out of daylight, so I've just got to get a quick clip in. I was working the last 3 nights, so pretty much right after I installed these bars, I had to go into work. Hey, talk about torture, man. That was the worst torture, having to look out in the garage every day after work, admiring this beauty, but not be able to go out and take it for a spin and see what it's all about. So first and foremost, my impressions so far on just the overall setup. I went with the Dynamite Crew 6-inch pullback riser. The risers I had before were T-bar combo, so it was an FXR division 12-inch risers. Those things sat way up here. It was way too tall for me. It was awkward. I couldn't turn to check my blind spot. It just wasn't a good setup for my height. I'm 5 foot 8 inches. I don't have the longest wingspan ever. So I've got the Dynamite 6-inch pullback riser, and then I have the Speed King Cycle mid-bend bars. And so combined you get about a 6, 7, 8, maybe about a 9-inch rise total. And of course the bars are adjustable, so you can bring them forward a little bit. You know, it's all doable. The risers set me back $245 shipped. They were on sale. And then the bars I think were $145 plus or minus. So it's not inexpensive. I mean, it's not something you jump into cheap, but in my opinion, this can make or break the look and style of the motorcycle. And I have to say, I dig this 120% more than I did when I was digging the previous style. And it just wasn't my style, you know, it's personal preference. Nothing against the FXR division's setup, it just wasn't my style. Now these still, even though it's got the pullback, at my height, I wouldn't say stretched forward over the bike, but it is, you know, a little bit of a stretch. But the big question will be, how is the wheelie game? And then I said I was going to be announcing a collaboration I'll be doing here soon on the channel. I mentioned it some while back, but one of the locals here in Arizona who is on top of his game, not just in AZ, but I'd say nationwide, if not globally, when it comes to the Harley wheelie stuff, his Instagram tag is Dom_829. That's D as in David, O as in Oscar, M as in Mary, _829. He's been doing the Instagram stuff and just killing it with the wheelie game since before Harley wheelies were cool, you know? But anyway, he lives like right down the street here somewhere, and him and I are going to link up at some point and bring you guys some pretty rad videos and some good content for those who dig the Harley stuff. And even if you don't dig the Harley stuff, I think it'll be good stuff. So go check him out. Again, Dom_829. I'll put a link below to his channel. He has some top-notch, grade A Harley-Davidson content. Anyway, I definitely admire the skill and what this dude is able to pull off on a motorcycle. It's super rad. Anyway, stay tuned. I want to do some I want to start doing some rider shout outs, like shouting out local shredders. I also am going to be doing some shop shout outs, going to some of the local shops and doing interviews with the owners, the people that build those shops from the ground up. Just kind of going into their background, their inspiration, their story. It's not going to be some like over the top high production quality, because I'm not a professional when it comes to that, but I think it'll be cool to take a deep dive and look at some of the community, you know, some of the community side of things. I also will note I added the Colt. I got the Colt Vans grips. I'm running new grips. These things are a little bit thicker but super comfortable. Oh, I forgot I have a quarter turn throttle too, so I'm getting used to that change up. It doesn't feel super different, but I don't know, maybe it is. I'm gonna get a quick walk around of the motorcycle here. All right, so for starters, If you didn't check out my last video, it was about 3 weeks ago, a month ago, right out there in that dirt lot that I was trying wannabe drift stuff on the Dyna. I high-sided, the bike flipped, and I ended up bending my 12-inch FXR division bars that I had before. And those are just the bars that came on the motorcycle. I was never a huge fan of them. They didn't fit me very well. I just don't really dig that style. Overall, just wasn't my style. Nothing against the bars or FXR divisions. Again, just not my style. So after bending the bars, that gave me a good excuse to start doing my research to find a new setup. I knew I wanted something that was shorter. I knew I wanted to pull back, and so it was just a matter of finding the right deal for me. I ended up going with the Dynamite crew for a few reasons. One, I dig the style. Some really rad riders rep their stuff and speak highly of it. For two, I was able to find it at a good price. And then really the big thing is I dig the style and it gets good reviews. So I went with the Dynamite crew. It's a 6-inch with a slight pullback. And then I went with the Speed King Cycles mid-rise bars, because this is just kind of the style and look that I was going for, kind of the MX bar style. Speed King Cycles offer these. They are made by S&M. S&M is a bicycle company, and I grew up riding BMX. I was always a big fan of S&M bikes. I even considered putting the little S&M sticker right here. But anyway, I went with the Vans Colt grips, and I also did a quarter turn throttle as well. With that, shout out to trip_HP junkie. That was on his recommendation. So that's the overall setup that I did. Installation was wicked easy. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty easy. One thing I'm going to do, somebody pointed this out in a comment, was that I can run this line through here as well. It'll just clean up the look a lot, and I agree. So thank you for that. I had the Elite Mototech. I installed those previously, so I'm digging those. Overall impressions so far, way better setup. It fits me at 5'8". It fits me way better. I don't have a huge wingspan. The taller bars, when I looked over my shoulder to check my blind spot, you know, my chin's hitting my shoulder. It just wasn't a good, good setup for my height and specs. This one, in addition to just the overall aesthetic, absolutely love it. I think it makes the bike look much better. It's the style that I'm looking for. And then as far as function goes, it fits me way better as well. I was out messing around a little bit. I'll show you some clips. You know, I'm still rusty with this whole wheelie thing, but I'm loving it so far. I really am. Of course, I got to make some little adjustments, you know, tighten everything down one more time. That was my mistake, coming out here without tools to tighten things down, because that's just the name of the game. Inevitably, things will loosen up. Eventually, I want to get into the drift game. It'll be cool to show you some of that content as well. But all right, and then also check out Jackie's channel. If you want to see whether or not she can pick up this Dyna if it was tipped over, go check out her channel. Jackie, my wife, she's new into riding. She's new into YouTube. And as part of that, she did a video basically testing to see if she was able to pick up different motorcycles. And I think you'd be surprised by which ones were harder and easier to pick up, and if she was able to do it successfully. So we put it to the test. Go check out her channel, Jackie's Moto Garage. That video should be up soon if it's not already up. Still chasing it, but it feels a whole lot better, I can tell you that. All right, you guys, there it is. John's Moto Garage first ride back with the Dyna and the new setup, and I have to say, super stoked on it so far. It is everything I expected and more.
Okay, can you want me go on that motorcycle and go get candy?
You want to go get candy on that motorcycle?
Yeah.
We'll go inside and we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Get candy for everyone.
All right. The only thing I'll say is I need to make a slight adjustment because it is still a bit of a stretch. But the stretch with it being lower, I think makes it more conducive to the wheelie game. Anyway, there you have it. John's Moto Garage first impressions. Really no complaints. I'm pretty excited about it. I just have to adjust this a little bit. So, all right, you guys, we'll hit you on the next one. Nos vemos.